I didn't always live in glamorous New York. I grew up in positively glamorous Reading, with a mother who wasn't exactly the shy, retiring type.
A cross between a skirt and shorts. Functional, yet forgiving.
She was, how can I say, hot-headed? If it wasn't for my best friend Kylie, I don't know how I'd have survived. To live amongst the beautiful people.
Beautiful People, Thursday at 9:30 on BBC Two. Missed the last episode? Catch it now on BBC iPlayer.
Tonight's specialist subjects include the Challenger novels of Arthur Conan Doyle and the Thatcher governments in Mastermind at 7:30. Now on BBC Two, a new series and a brand new host for Eggheads.
These 5 people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. You might recognise them as they've won some of the country's toughest quiz shows. They are the Eggheads. Challenging the awesome might of our quiz champions today are the Robin Hoods from London. The team all quiz together at their local pub, the Dog and Bell in Deptford. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Emily, I'm 29 and a website developer.
Hi, I'm Dennis, I'm 48 and I'm a photographer.
Hi, I'm Peter, I'm 60 and I'm a property manager.
Hi, I'm Richard, I'm 49 and a bibliographic assistant.
Hi, I'm Ken, I'm 51 and I'm a systems programmer.
So Emily, how did you all become the Robin Hoods?
Well, when I was a little girl, my mum and dad held a fancy dress party and I was dressed as a ballerina in a white tutu. And into the room, Richard came and he was dressed in his green tunic and his green hat. And my grandmother shouted out, "Look, it's Robin Hood." And then from then on, I actually didn't know Richard's name. I only knew him as Robin Hood.
So Richard, you're Robin Hood. In fact, the whole team now is Robin Hood, right?
Yes.
Let's see if you can steal from the rich to give to the poor today. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. So, Robin Hoods, the Eggheads have won the last 4 games, which means £5,000 says you can't beat them. The first head-to-head battle will be on the subject of geography. Challengers, which one of you wants to play the category and which egghead would you like to play against? Tell us.
Right.
Well, do you mind playing geography?
I can do geography. Geography, in case there's a sport coming.
Yeah,
Geography.
Then you should do it.
I'll do it, yes. It seems that I've been volunteered.
You just say the word geography many times and at the end Ken just shakes his head.
You've just ruined our tactics. We weren't expecting that first.
Oh, OK, you had something else in mind, did you? All right, well, bad luck. Who would you like to play against?
CJ Demouy, please.
So it's Dennis from the Robin Hoods versus CJ from the Eggheads. And to ensure there's no conferring, would you please take your positions in the question room? Dennis, your choice. Would you like the first set of questions or the second set?
I'll go first.
First question, Dennis. In which European country is Breton predominantly spoken? Is it Italy, Holland or France?
I have a feeling, as in France, because Breton is just across the river, the channel from Cornwall. And I know there's a ship that goes to that part of France, and I'm sure it's called Breton, so I'm going to go for France.
You're going for France?
France, yeah.
Well done, Dennis, you got it right. First blood to you. All right, CJ, see if you can steal from the Robin Hoods now. Your question. Epsom and Dorking are towns in which English county? Is it Surrey, Yorkshire or Gloucestershire?
Although I hate British geography, fortunately 2 of those I know are too far away, so it's Surrey.
Surrey is your answer?
Yes.
And you're quite right, CJ, well done. 1 each to the Eggheads and the challengers. Dennis, here we go. Which city was the capital of Brazil until 1960? Was it Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro or Recife?
I'm not sure. I know what the current one is, which is no use to me at this moment. My gut is saying Rio de Janeiro, but I'm sort of drawn towards Sao Paulo as well, so I'm going to go Sao Paulo.
I'm sorry, Dennis, you're wrong. It's Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
So, CJ, over to you. What is the official language of Ecuador? Is it Spanish, Portuguese or Italian?
It's not Italian. Is there another South American country apart from Brazil that has Portuguese as its language? I'm not sure, but I will go with Spanish.
Spanish is the correct answer, CJ. Well done. 2-1 to the Eggheads. So a lot riding on this, Dennis. Here we go. The Terai is the name given to a belt of marshy land at the base of which range of mountains? Is it Caucasus, Himalayas or Andes?
It's going to be another guess, I'm afraid. Doesn't sound like the Himalayas. Terai sounds slightly Eastern European. That's the only bit I've got to go on. So I'm going to go the Caucasus.
Caucasus is your answer?
Yeah.
Dennis, I'm sorry, it's Himalayas. The logic led you astray there.
Yeah.
Whereabouts? Any AK want to help us here with some geography?
Nepalese-Indian border area, I think.
The Nepalese-Indian border area.
Biggles went there once.
Headwaters of the Ganges and the Brahmaputra. Yeah.
Well, CJ, well done to you. You, Dennis, were beaten by our Egghead. As a result, you will not be able to help your team in the final round. I'm sorry about that. So both please come back and join your teams. So as it stands, the challengers have lost 1 brain from the final round, whilst the Eggheads have lost none. The next subject is sport. Who from the challengers will be playing in this round, and who would you like to play against? Tell us.
Well, I think it's Peter, isn't it? Yeah.
I think my dad's the sport expert. He's very good, so...
That's what I'm on the team for. So
You're on the team for sport.
He's the sports enforcer.
Yes, he's our sports enforcer.
Okay, so, fine, it's Peter, and who would Peter play against?
I think Daphne.
Daphne. So Peter from the Robin Hoods versus Daphne from the Eggheads. To ensure there is no conferring, would you please take your positions in the question room? Peter, would you like the first set of questions or the second set?
I'll go for the first set, Jeremy.
Peter, here we go. Which US city has a football team nicknamed the Packers? Is it Green Bay, Denver or Dallas?
It's the US football team that I support, funnily enough. And their colours, I don't like their colours very much. They're green and yellow, but it's Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers.
Are you clapping before I said he's right? But yes, you are right. You delivered it with such conviction. It would have been amazing if you'd been wrong. Thank you. Well done. First point to you. Here we go, Daphne. Which West German footballer, nicknamed Der Bomber, scored 68 goals in 62 games for his country? Was it Franz Beckenbauer, Jürgen Klinsmann or Gerd Müller?
I think it might be Gerd Müller.
You think it might be Gerd Müller?
I hope it is.
Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
You're quite right, Daphne. Well done.
Wow.
Next question to our challenger, Peter. What is the first event in the Olympic heptathlon? Is it the 100 metres, the 100-metre hurdles, or the 200 metres?
Not sure about this one. I'll have to think a little. Thinking back to when the two British girls, Jessica Ennis, Kathy Southerton, were in the heptathlon last year. What was their first event? I'll go for the 100-metre hurdles. I don't know the answer, but I'll guess that.
You're quite right. It is the 100-metre hurdles. Well done. I love that it was like you were spooling the film back to the beginning in your head. Very impressive, Peter. Well done. Daphne, your turn. Which sports team did Prince William captain at St Andrews University? Was it rugby union, water polo, or polo?
I do know this one. Water polo.
Is the correct answer. Well done, Daphne. So, 2-2. On a knife edge this round, Peter, over to you. Between 1999 and 2006, Australia, New Zealand, and which other team took part in Rugby League's Tri-Nations tournament? Was it Great Britain, South Africa, or Fiji?
It's a rugby league you're talking about, is that correct?
Rugby League is in the question, that's correct.
Fine. Tri-Nations Rugby League, Great Britain were the third team.
You say that again with massive... You are the sports enforcer, aren't you? Massive conviction, you're right. Well done,
Hopefully,
Peter.
yes.
This team are playing good strategy here, your challengers. Yeah, I can see the Eggheads, their knees are knocking under the table. Daphne, your third question to stay in the round. Wally Hammond represented England over 80 times in which sport between 1927 and 1947? Was it tennis, golf, or cricket?
He was one of the great cricketers. Definitely.
You are right,
yes.
Daphne. He was a cricketer, and it was cricket. And with that, we have 3-3 situation. You've both got all your answers correct, and we move to sudden death now. So just to remind you, it's not multiple choice now. You're going to have to give me the answer, and the first one to fall behind, your team loses. Which England footballer, Peter, played in Bayern Munich's UEFA Champions League final victory over Valencia in 2001?
Only one person comes to mind, so I'm going to go with this person, Owen Hargreaves.
Your answer is Owen Hargreaves. You are spot on. Well done, Peter. Well done. Could you have got that, Daphne?
I knew that one.
all this about you not being any good at football.
Well, I'm not.
We remain to be convinced. Your question now, Daphne, to stay in the round. Before Goran Ivanisovic's victory in 2001, who was the last left-handed player to win the men's singles title at Wimbledon?
Do you know, I have absolutely no idea. I can't even think of any left-handed tennis players. I really don't know. So I will guess at, and I know it's wrong, Jimmy Connors.
It's not Jimmy Connors.
No, I know.
CJ, you're a big tennis fan.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would have gone for McEnroe.
It is, CJ has got the answer here, Daphne. It is John McEnroe.
Is it?
And it was, give us the year, CJ?
84 was his last win.
1984. So, very good news for the Robin Hood team. It means you'll be able to play in today's final round. Peter, congratulations. Would you both please come back and join your teams? So as it stands, the challengers and the Eggheads have lost one brain each from the final round. The next subject is film and TV. Now, who from the challengers will be playing in this round? Who would you like to play against?
I'll be playing this.
Okay, Emily. That sounds very certain.
Oh,
Yes.
captain, all right, yeah.
And could I play Judith?
Judith, feel good about this?
Not at all.
So, it's Emily from the Robin Hoods versus Judith from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. Emily, would you like the first set of questions or the second set? You decide.
Can I go first, please?
You can indeed. So here is your first question, Emily. The TV sitcom Joey is a spin-off from which US comedy series? Is it The OC, or Cheers, or Friends?
Well, I remember that Jerry played a rather stupid character, well, slightly dizzy, and he was in Friends.
Friends is your answer, is it?
Yes.
And it is the right answer. Well done, Emily. Well done. Again, they've taken the initiative. Judith, let's see how you do. Your first question. Nasty Nigel Lithgow first came to prominence as an acid-tongued judge on which TV show? Was it Strictly Come Dancing, or Pop Stars, or The X Factor?
Well, it wasn't Strictly Come Dancing. I never watched, I mean, I don't really watch either of the others. I think it might be Pop Stars, because I don't think it was The X Factor.
You're quite right. 1-1. Well done. Next question. Emily, which Englishman directed The Wind That Shakes the Barley, the Golden Palm winner at the 2006 Cannes Film Festival? Was it Ken Loach, or Ridley Scott, or Christopher Nolan?
Unfortunately, I really don't have much of a clue, but I'm going to go for Ken Loach.
It's a very good guess. You got it right. Well done. Well done. Well done. Spot on with Ken Loach. Judith, here is your question. In which film does Arnold Schwarzenegger play a character named John Matrix? Is it Total Recall, Predator, or Commando?
Exactly the sort of film I don't go and see. I've absolutely no idea. Total Recall.
That's your answer?
Yeah.
You recalled the wrong film. It was actually Commando.
Right.
So you didn't win that one. So challenges, you're doing well here again, Emily. It says you've got reasons to feel optimistic, you Robin Hoods. Emily, here's your third question to take the round. What is the first name of Larry's manager in the TV series Curb Your Enthusiasm? Is it Richard, Jeff, or Ted?
This is one of my favourite TV shows ever, so I can't believe this has come up. I think that it's Jeff.
Jeff is correct, Emily. Well done.
Well done.
So your dad gets the Green Bay Packers and you get Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I know, I can't believe it.
You're having a run of luck here. Well done. Good news for the challengers, as it means that you will be able to play, Emily, in today's final round. Congratulations. So both of you, please come back to your seats here in the studio. So as it stands, the challengers have lost one brain from the final round, whilst the Eggheads have lost 2 brains. The last subject is music. Now, who from the challengers wants to play the music round, and against whom? And whatever the strategy is so far, it's working.
It has to be Richard.
Okay, I'll step up.
Yeah.
Well, Richard's very
Who would
good
you
with
advise?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Who would you advise?
Kevin?
Why not?
Okay. We will go against Kevin.
Richard wants to play Kevin on music. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. Richard, do you want to go first? You get to choose whether you have the first set of questions or the second set.
I'll go first, please.
Richard, your first question. Nicole Scherzinger is the lead singer of which band? Is it the Pussycat Dolls, Girls Aloud, or the Sugar Babes?
Well, this is an interesting question since I know none of the groups in question. I'm afraid it's just going to have to be a stab in the dark. I'll say the Pussycat Dolls.
A stab at the Pussycat Dolls, yeah? Some excitement here in the studio from Emily, because I think she realises you've got it absolutely right. Well done. Brilliant guess, well done. Your question, Kevin. Which band had UK Christmas #1 hit singles with I Feel Fine, Hello Goodbye, and I Want to Hold Your Hand in the 1960s? Was it the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, or the Monkees?
Well, I'm okay there. I'm just trying to imagine either of the others doing them as well. I'd be quite interested. It's the Beatles.
You're right, it is the Beatles, of course. Question 2 for Richard. Here we go, Richard. Let's Get Lost and My Funny Valentine are signature songs by which jazz trumpeter and vocalist? Is it Chet Baker, John Coltrane, or Gene Krupa?
Well, this is interesting. You say jazz trumpeter. Well, this would emulate John Coltrane, who was soprano and tenor sax. Gene Krupa was a drummer, which leaves Mr. Baker on trumpet.
Your answer?
Chet Baker.
Is completely correct. Well done. Well done, Richard. They're not letting up on the pressure here, Eggheads. Let's just see, how's your composure at the moment? Let's look down the line.
I'm smiling.
Smiling through. Kevin, here we go. Your question. Richard Clayderman is best known for producing music on which instrument? Is it violin, flute, or piano?
I like the way that's expressed, actually. It's piano.
It is piano. You mean to say it was sort of music, but not as we know it?
Well, I'm sure, very fine pianist.
Here's the third question now. So it's Eggheads 2, Challengers 2. Richard, your question, you need this. Who was the youngest member of the three tenors? Placido Domingo, Jose Carreras, or Luciano Pavarotti? Which was the youngest member of the three tenors?
I think Pavarotti was the oldest, and Domingo was not far behind him. I'm fairly sure it's Jose Carreras.
Is that your answer?
I will say Mr. Carreras, yes.
Fairly sure is 100% right. Well done, Richard. It's Jose Carreras. Well done. Playing very, very well, the Robin Hoods. Back to the sheriff now. Here we go, Kevin. Puerto Rican performers Daddy Yankee and Tego Calderon are best known for what form of urban music which grew to prominence in Latin America during the early 1990s? Was it reggaeton, merengue, or cumbia?
I have actually heard of Daddy Yankee, I think, and merengue and cumbia have both been around for a lot longer. I think reggaeton is a recent, largely New York-based urban development, so I'll go for reggaeton.
Impeccable logic, Kevin, and you are absolutely right. It was reggaeton, and a little smattering of applause from your teammates here. So, sudden death, here we go. Richard, Rod Stewart, Bryan Adams, and which other musician featured on the 1994 UK single All for Love?
Now this one I'm pretty clueless on. I'll guess the wild, useless guess, Brian Ferry.
Well, Brian Ferry was British, but it wasn't him. It was Sting, in fact, from the film The Three Musketeers. But hang on in there. There is hope. Let's see how Kevin does on this. Kevin, for the round. Which Welsh singer released her biography, Time to Say Hello, in 2008, at the age of only 27?
I haven't come across this, so 27. I don't know it, so I'll rule out Charlotte. I'll go for Catherine Jenkins, I think.
Catherine Jenkins is the correct answer, Kevin. Well done. You take the round. Would you both please come back and join your teams? So this is what we've been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which as always is general knowledge, but I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So Dennis and Richard from the Robin Hoods and Judith and Daphne from the Eggheads, would you please now leave the studio? So Emily, Peter and Ken, you are playing to win the Robin Hoods £5,000. Kevin, CJ and Chris, you are playing for something which money can't buy, the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time the questions are all general knowledge and you are allowed to confer. So Robin Hoods, the question is, are your 3 brains better than the Eggheads' 3? Emily, Peter and Ken, would you like to go first or second?
First, please.
Time for the first final round question. Here it is. In the nursery rhyme, Sing a Song of Sixpence, how many blackbirds were baked in a pie? Was it 52, 36 or 24? In the nursery rhyme, Sing a Song of Sixpence, how many blackbirds were baked in the pie?
24.
24 is the answer you're all agreed on? It's the right answer. Well done. First to you. Eggheads, your first question in the final round. What is a kazoo? Is it a musical instrument, a sandwich, or an antelope? Why are you laughing? What is a kazoo? Is it a musical instrument, a sandwich, or an antelope?
Check on the spelling just to make absolutely certain.
That is K-A-Z-O-O, is it?
It is indeed.
So it's not an obscure antelope, neither is it a sandwich. It's a primitive musical instrument.
You've never had a kazoo sandwich before or anything like that?
No.
You're right, it is a musical instrument. Well done. 1 point each. Glad you're amused by that question. We like to entertain you, Eggheads. Your second question, here we go, to the Robin Hoods. Which competition did Poland's Majaś Pujanowski win for a 4th time in 2007? Was it the World Chess Championship, the World's Strongest Man, or the Tour de France? Which competition did Poland's Majaś Pujanowski win for a 4th time in 2007?
I assume it's not the Tour de France, but I really don't know, because that was still Vance Thingy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Lance Armstrong, a bit beyond.
Yes, I'd rule that out as
So
well.
let's rule Tour de France.
But chess and strong things.
I think this World's Strongest Man thing, there's Swedes and Americans, not Poles.
Not Poles. Okay, shall we go? Okay, if you want to take the pressure, you can.
Right. Well,
how are you
can
doing?
see we don't really
Not
know
that
the
well.
answer, but we're going to guess, and we're going to guess chess.
You think Majaś Pujanowski won the World Chess Championship for the 4th time in 2007?
Yes.
He did not. He was the world's strongest man. Eggheads, you have the next question. Which is the only borough of New York City to be completely situated on the United States mainland? Is it the Bronx, Brooklyn, or Queens?
Well, Brooklyn's and Queens are both on the western end of Long Island. So the only one that's actually got a land frontier with Westchester County, New York State, is the Bronx.
And
So
is
it's the
that your
Bronx.
final answer?
Yep.
The Bronx is correct. Well done, Eggheads. Another point to you. Eggheads now leading the challengers after such a great surge at the start of this programme. You've got to pull it back now. Your question. Which member of the Muppets addressed the prestigious Oxford Union Debating Society in 1994? Was it Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog, or Fozzie Bear? Which member of the Muppets addressed the prestigious Oxford Union Debating Society in 1994?
Who do you think?
Have you got any ideas at all?
I'm going to discount Fuzzy Bear.
I agree with Emily. Let's discount Fozzie Bear.
I think if I was setting up a
I think
spoof
Miss Piggy's
thing,
got
Miss
the
Piggy
glamour,
sounds
hasn't
funnier.
She does have the glamour and
I mean,
the...
Kermit, you'd expect Kermit to be serious, but it's not serious if it's a Muppet. So I would guess Miss Piggy, but I really don't know.
The most ironic one maybe would be Miss Piggy.
Yeah, you could be talking about the sort of fashion victims or something. But I don't know. You were never in the Oxford Union, were you?
Kermit, though. What do you think?
I think you two have got to decide, as I was wrong with the
No,
chess
no,
person.
because it doesn't matter. It's a new question.
I feel Miss
who do you
Piggy,
think?
because Miss Piggy would have been more of a fashionable person to go to Oxford.
I'm not sure what you mean by
The
that.
Oxford Debating Society would have preferred Miss Piggy to go there, as opposed to Kermit.
Miss Piggy sounds silly, and it's a silly idea.
She's more interesting to debate
I
with
really
anyway.
don't know.
Isn't she?
And I can't do a Miss Piggy voice either. So, Emily, you're going to have to decide.
Okay, purely because it's the most amusing answer. We think it's Miss Piggy.
Your answer is Miss Piggy. You're shaking your head, CJ.
It's Kermit.
Kermit the Frog is the right answer, which means, Eggheads, you've won. Commiserations to our challengers. The Eggheads have done what comes naturally to them, and their winning streak continues. I'm afraid you won't be going home with the £5,000, which means that the money rolls over to the next show. Eggheads, congratulations. Who will beat you? Join us next time to see if the new challengers have the brains to defeat the Eggheads. £6,000 says they don't. Till then, goodbye.
Judges Arlene and Craig give their verdicts so far, and Don and Lilia are on the couch here on BBC Two for another Access All Areas pass to Strictly. It Takes Two next.